Bearpaw yawned, walking into the clearing. What's... She cut herself off, seeing a dead body. Her mom's dead body. He pressed a paw to the she's belly, hoping she'd wake. She cautiously approached. Panda? Her voice quivered. I'd poked the she, making a small scratch, hoping she would wake. Maple Star, what do you want to do with her? He watched the apprentice pad to their mother. Mom? Her voice was small, and tears began to well up in her eyes. She was shriveled, sick, and unhealthy. She was gone. Bear, back up, I'd mew, grabbing the corpse to bury it. No. Her voice shook. Please wake up. She knelt. Who? How? She muttered. Who had done this? It'll be okay, he muttered. No, it won't be. She ran off to the apprentice den, crying. Bear, I'd yip. I'm sorry, really. She stuffed her head into the nest. She can't be, she can't, Bear sobbed. I'd gesture for Hosta to come. Her soft cries echoed throughout the den. Hostess guys watched the two before petting in, leaning beside Bearpaw. It's okay, I'd mew, laying a paw on Bear. I know it's hard, but you'll get through it. Eventually. But... Her thoughts were a swirling current. Who and how? And why was her body in the clearing like that? Who? She trailed off. Don't focus on that right now, I'd murmur. Bear sniffed. Oh, okay, she mumbled. She stayed silent for a bit, trying to fully process everything. Her mom was dead. She was... gone. I'd rest my head onto Bear. Take as much time as you need. Hostess stayed silent, letting the she process without interruption. Bear blinked. The sun had already rose. She nodded quietly. See ya, the Tom murped, leaving the den. Are you hungry? The Tom sat up. Bear shook her head. No, not really. Not anymore. She had lost her appetite. He nodded. I'll leave you be, but if you need anything, just ask. Bear stared at the ground as if it held all the answers. She sat up. Maybe she could go hunting. Yeah, that would cheer her up, right? It usually did. She glanced at the sun, which had already risen. She had made up her mind. Hunting it is. She stood and snuck out of the den, intending to make it out of camp unseen. She didn't want to talk to anyone right now. She hopped across the rocks, trying to avoid getting wet. The she knelt, scanning the water. Come on, she growled. Just one. Ugh! She slashed her paw through the water. Useless. She growled, frustrated, and padded off. She would have to find something else to hunt. Bearpaw stared at the bridge. She had always wondered what it would be like on the other side. She placed one paw on the soft wood. She wanted to just run away from all of her problems. She turned, hearing the cat behind her. And what is a WindClan apprentice doing so far from camp? Mungo questioned, amused, as they walked down to sit on the bridge. I was just, admiring the view while hunting, she said slowly. Sure, Mungo responded, tail tapping the wood. Well, she paused, seeing the other apprentice approach. Mungo turned to the second apprentice, the smile on their maw diminishing quickly. Mungo Tail, Froststar wants you, he said. Ooh, who's that? She'd sound hyper. His gaze flattened, seeing the similar pelted she. Whoa. Bear? Ugh. Bear Paw swallowed nervously and saw Maple Star. What are you doing? He'd gulp, stepping back. Sorry, Froststar. Oh, Froststar, what did you need me for? Mungo thought this may be best, since they were bound to be busy back at camp. I didn't. Bear's eyes lingered on the similar pelted apprentice before her attention snapped back to Maple Star. Mungo mumbled a quick note, shooting a glance to the apprentice. They'd have a talk with that cat later. Hi, Maple Star, she mumbled. Back to camp, I'd order. She nodded nervously and scrambled back to camp. She hurried to her nest and laid her head down, quickly falling asleep. Bear shifted in her nest. It was hard to sleep, especially with the death effort. She couldn't even think about it. She stood, padding out of camp. Bearpaw saw Maple Star and a WindClan apprentice? The same one from earlier. She got down into her best stealth crouch. Was Maple Star embracing that WindClan cat? No, that can't be right. She inched closer. She snuck to the side of the bridge. Bear still couldn't hear the conversation. Bear! Uh... Back to camp! Ah, okay. She scrambled. Bear stood and padded out. Where was everyone? She thought. Hello? Her voice echoed. So we may have to move to WindClan. Maybe. Maple Star, the she exclaimed. What? Oh, Bear said slowly. I guess the green cough was, worse than we thought. She looked around the empty camp. I'd nod. Bear's eyes flicked to where her mom was buried. And I think I found your kin. What? She stood, fur bristling. I have other kin? Yep. How, why, what? Huh? Her mind whirled. Kodiak, I think, is your brother. Who? She asked. Who's that? Some cat in WindClan. Oh! She scuffed her paw at the dirt. Of course! So, do we leave, or... Maybe. Frostar had to ask Mungo. Oh, she murmured. Of course. She padded to the prey pile. Bear placed the squirrel down and took a few bites. She stopped eating and nudged the rest to Maplestar. Do you want some? She asked hesitantly. I'd shake my head. Oh, all right. Bear forced herself to finish the squirrel. She couldn't let it go to waste. Bearpaw glared at the rain. Shouldn't we go to the bridge? She suggested. Frost. Bear crossed the bridge hesitantly, eyeing the WindClan leader. What's the response? Bear sat down slightly behind Maplestar. You may rest at our camp, yet you will not be the leader of our clan. It is your choice to join or not. I'd sigh, looking to Bear. Bear took a deep breath and looked up to Maplestar nervously. Your choice, Bear. This decision was so big. Her eyes lingered at her home territory. I think we should go, she whispered. Say it to Frost. Bearpaw squeaked as Maplestar walked behind her. We want to join WindClan. Please, she said. She smiled, nodding. You are welcome. Come. Bearpaw nodded nervously, following the WindClan leader. Make yourselves at home. Come on, Bear. Bearpaw looked around the WindClan camp. The moors were so different from the thick forests. It's so... she started, but was at a loss for words. Oh, you've arrived. Mungo stood, walking over to the pair. Kodiak! Hey, bud! Hello, he said, eyes darting between the two. Bear swallowed nervously at the sight of the intimidating cat she had seen at the bridge, before her attention shifted to the other apprentice. Huh, he said, looking at the she. Bear? Bear openly stared at the tom, then slowly padded forward. Who's that? And guess what? I'm going to be a warrior soon, he chirped. Hi, she said. Oh, that's great, she smiled. Nice. You were the apprentice from the other day, right? The one from the bridge? She tilted her head. He looked at them, then nodded. Yeah. Bearpaw sniffed the air, scenting a rabbit, and she looked behind her, only to see a WindClan cat. Is there something I don't know? He exclaimed. What are you hiding? He said. For the first time, he acted like his father. She looked up to Maplestar, Maple Glaze now, remembering their earlier conversation. She stood. Jeez, calm down. Her hackles rose. He looked at them. Why do you look like me? He said. She stumbled back from the sudden outburst. I don't know. Maple Glaze said that I had... She paused. Had what? She stood silent, staring at the ground. What's your name? Kodiak Paw. Named after my mom, I believe. Kodiak Paw, no need to scare our new guest. I wasn't scaring her, was I? She swallowed, looking to Frostar. You were kinda yelling, she muttered. He'd gulp. She bit her tongue. She couldn't tell him just yet. She padded off without another word. She padded into the spar den and settled down for sleep. Bear Paw woke and stretched. Morning, Bear. You're my sister, he said. She looked to Maple Glace. Morning, Maple. Her voice trailed off. Bear looked away, ashamed. Yeah, I know, she whispered. My father was... He was the old WindClan leader. He stole me from your mother, our mother. She stayed silent, not saying a word. You never told me. My father. It was so hard for me. She closed her eyes. I was going to. Her voice was small. My clan hated me, especially Hailstar, he said, crying. She opened her eyes. Well, our mother died, and I didn't even get to say goodbye. I didn't even know her or father. Do you know what that's like? He then turned. Bear, come here. She took a deep breath, closing her maw. Enough. Stop. Go hunting or something. Bear nodded quietly and padded out. The she stood on the top of the rock, squinting in the morning light, and she sighed. Her fur was now filled with the stench of WindClan, and she could hear the roar of the gorge. She turned her head. Hi, the tom chirped. Morning, she chimed cheerfully. Nice day, huh? He nodded to the receding ex-River Clan leader. Yep, he replied. I can feel their presence, he said, and the horizon has just begun.